collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers. Welcome to your 5-card draw. What do I need? Read for this waxing moon from new moon in Virgo to full moon in Pisces, August into September 2022. I'm your reader. If you're new to this, new to me, Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short. They are my initials. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Jarring the Circle Productions since 1998. It's 24 years in service at the time of this recording. Author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, where a lot of what I learned and took to heal that is in that book, Words of Grace. There's a link in the description box. You can preview it for free and see the dedication to my mom, which is such a heart warmer because, I love her. I'm going to be traveling up there in the next week or so looking for a house. I'm moving my house to be closer to my parents and the Saratoga County area. Very excited, upstate New York. But you know, that's where we are on planet Earth right now. So much changing. Oh yeah, and I'm a creator on Patreon, which is the way to go if you are an artist, a creative type. Lovely subscription service. I've got different levels of subscribers: humans, heroes, angels, witches, immortals, gods, goddesses, soon to be mystics. Maybe for this new moon in Virgo, I will launch that. We shall see. Streaming there every morning. A cup of coffee, bathrobe, hair doing what it's going to do. A little prayer, a little blessing, a little meditation, talking about the day's daily astrology, the spiritual implications, magical applications, and all that jazz. Plus, they get exclusive content, advanced content before everybody else sees it, and access to all of my extended reading, past, present, and into the future. So if you want more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, a deeper experience of more Mal, then come Patreon on Patreon. Because I'm the Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons, and someday people will really get what that means. But for now, just call me Mal. Hey, my ninth housers. You mutable fires. Are you ready to rock and roll? Well, let's get down to biz, shall we? If you're new to the channel, 5-card draw is just one card from 5 different decks, getting you clues, tips, and hints about a specific astrological timeline. Therefore, not a timeless read, a timed read. A 2-week period from the full, new to full, which is waxing moon. I also do the shadow reads from full to new, the 8-card draw shadow reads, and I think they're the most important stuff I put out on the internet because it helps you really refine and clarify all sorts of stuff, helping the planet evolve and the people on it awaken and all of that. These 5 decks also represent, in this particular 5-card draw, the 5 magical elements: fire, earth, air, water, and spirit, to help you refine, define, clarify your heart's desires. Plant a seed at the new moon, watch it grow and help it grow to full moon. That's the waxing. And then, of course, the waning from full to new is weeding the garden. So that's why I feel like that cycle, the lunar part of it, is just really, really important for the awakening of the divine feminine, the empowerment of the interior to manifest the outer, because let's face it, it's as above, so below, as within, so without. So the lunar stuff tends to be helpful and changes an awful lot. So let's look at that timeline, shall we? We're looking at a very, very special one for me, the new moon in Virgo. I am a Virgo sun sign. Saturday, August 27th, 4:17 a.m. New York. I am in New York. That's Eastern time. Got that flipped around, but it's a Sagittarius read. I'm not shocked. So what a lovely day. Virgo is the mutable earth sign of the 3 earth signs, right? So that's element of earth, and Saturday, which is for the planet Saturn, which is also an earth element. So literally you could plant a seed, but really anything you want to manifest physically, pretty good one. But then we are looking at the 2 weeks following to the full moon in Pisces, and I was born on that full moon. I'm a Virgo sun, Pisces moon, born on a full moon on a Labor Day weekend, which, because I like a symbolic entrance, I guess. I always have. Mars conjunct Leo rising, that might have something to do with it. And that is on Saturday, September 10th. 5:59 a.m. Let's just say 6 a.m. I'm going to be doing my magic before that for sure. I'll probably do it 11:30 p.m. on the 9th to 12:30 on the 10th, because that's the real witching hour. foot in each day, crossing the line from one to the next. So look, this is a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs for more pieces, perhaps. Your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus sign could see what we're about to look at from a different point of view. Bit of a mystery puzzle piece fun thing if you want to do that. As well as you might have 4 different seeds, 4 different intentions that you want to manifest. And cross-watchers, if you apply what's going on here to yourself, you're helping to heal the Sagittarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign that you're cross-watching for, as well as the entire Sagittarius collective, which helps everybody, right? So, both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will, and I will do my best to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace to manifest your heart's desire, the element of fire, the first deck down, Magical Spell Cards by Lucy Cavendish, because your heart's desires are part of a larger plan. That's why we can't get rid of our heart's desires, no matter how hard we try. Believe me, I have sex, drugs, and rock and roll trying to get rid of mine. They're still there. They're written into the script before we incarnate, and they're part of the ineffable great plan. You know that ineffable good plan. I don't know. I think it's a good omen. I love you, Sir Terry Pratchett. God, I love me some Neil Gaiman. So, you ready? Enough explanation? Gotta do it for the new people. Let's get to some divination. Please take a nice deep breath. And let's rock and roll. Still point. Yes, indeed. Using the Magical Spell Cards by Lucy Cavendish, I call to the ancestors of magic, miracles, and mysticism for the Sagittarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers watching this video and receiving this reading energetically, right? It's just flowing through me. This is their vibe. What is the element of fire? What they yearn for, what they burn for, what their hearts desire to cast, to intend, to law of attraction the crap out of this new to full August, September 2022. This is probably in the title, New Beginnings. Well, you kind of can't beat that for a new moon intention in any way, shape, or form. Let the magic in my spell clear the space in which I dwell. Now, that is interesting because it is saying clear the space for a new beginning. That's more of a waning moon thing, right? That's more weed the garden. But if you've done that, then certainly let the magic in your spell create the space, right? Clear the space in which you dwell. Energetic space doesn't necessarily mean physical space, but you know, you cast for that on a new moon in Virgo on a Saturday. That's going to show up in some interesting ways. So let's look at that element of Earth. The Crystal Oracle by Tony Carmine Salerno. The book is amazing. The cards are gorgeous. And if you have the stone indicated and you want to use it as a magical carrier, a touchstone, a reminder, great. If you don't have the stone, don't worry about it. Clear quartz does everything, and plus you can use anything physical, tangible. I like jewelry because it's something I can wear all day long. It's a little different than leaving something in your pocket, which may end up in the wash. You know what I mean? You've done it. We all have. We've all laundered crystals in our lives, stones and gems. But ultimately, it's the oracle message we're shooting for here. Sometimes this makes a card like New Beginning a bit more specific. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon my beloved Archangel Ariel, one of the archangels of Earth, powers of the North, Earth, the Crystal Oracle, obviously. Please, one card in clarity. Help clarify this for the Sagittarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and crosswatchers with the Crystal Oracle card, with or without the stone needed. Please, what is their element of Earth? The fuel that feeds the fire and helps them ground and manifest their heart's desire of a new beginning. This new to full. Gold with quartz. I know this one because it came up earlier. I forget exactly who had that. Let's see. No, it was one of them. I forget which one it was. It doesn't matter. Watch the other ones. There is gold on its own in this deck, and it's very much about wealth. This is really about manifesting ideas into physical form, because we only did this a couple of days ago. I'm getting these out really, really early so that when I travel, I won't have to be doing it under pressure. So let me read you what this says. Gold with quartz, physical grounding. That makes sense. Abstract ideas and inspiration. And if you put that all together in a sentence, it's physically grounding abstract ideas and inspirations. That's art. All art, regardless of the form, right? The content is an inspiration, comes in, the 8th chakra drops down into the 7th. The 7th is the radar dish. The 3rd eye goes, oh my God, what's that? You chew on it for a while. It gives you the emotional thing, right? And you keep moving it down, all the way down through that root chakra where it hits the electromagnetic field of the earth, usually through action. So several wonderful ideas and inspirations are filtering through your physical reality. And that sounds very Sagittarian. Guys, our 9th house, spirituality, expansion, the planet Jupiter, right? Jove, to be jovial, but also Zeus, right? That sort of lightning bolt energy. These ideas and inspiration, which stem from your soul, will help you manifest many of the things your heart has for so long desired. So only you know, maybe you've told some others, maybe it's changed, what the new beginning is that your heart desires. Well, it's taking that abstraction and bringing it into physical form. Over the coming days, your intuition will be strong, and you will have a greater sense of the universal spirit that flows through all things. That's unity consciousness. That's 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. Unity is the truth. The separation is the illusion. That's the lie. That's a big lie. And that's the process of spiritual awakening. In order to be in this world, we had to really buy into the illusion of separation, which means we spent our knowledge of unity, but that's okay. Redemption, right? You're going to redeem it. You're going to redeem your experience of unity. Through this, a newfound sense of joy and wonder emerges, one which transforms your life. Give thanks for this blessing and allow it to inspire and illuminate your heart and mind. Your ideas and inspirations are divinely guided, so trust them. They might as well say this applies to Sagittarians pretty much every day, all day, since the dawn of time. I like that. Now look, do you need a piece of gold in quartz? No, you grab anything, but clear quartz certainly to do that, and with the intention of, I'm going to take these abstract ideas and over a 2-week period, gently, slowly, unless you're really going to be a Sag about it, bring it into physical form. In some kind of new beginning. Let's ask the angels. The element of air, the thought, the air that stokes the fire of your heart's desire that you want to bring into physical form, that inspiration, divinely guided stuff. 2 ways to interpret these cards. One is the words on the oracle itself, to think about it, right? To look up the original meanings of words. Well, my contact lens, all right, left eye, feminine energy, intuitive sight, clairvoyance, what's going on there? Or is it there's just something in my eye? But usually you guys wait until after the reading to do that. All right, I'm just going to go with this and say that you may not be seeing things clearly right now, but who is? There might be an obstruction and irritation getting in the way to help you see clearly through to this new beginning. In other words, you can have the inspiration, but if there's something irritating you, that is a distraction. Or not to ignore the irritation. It's usually a sign of something out of whack, something off a little bit. But if you can accept that you're not seeing clearly, and then allow the inspiration to move through you, it will clear that 3rd eye. We good? Did I explain it enough? I think so. Welcome to my work. What I do for a living. Can you imagine? The other is, yes, find the definitions, original definitions of the words. Think about the word. Research the word. Because one word can have many different meanings. As I've been saying, the word gorgeous is from the ancient French. I didn't even know there was an ancient French until I looked up the word. But it originally means elegant. And how much that the world calls gorgeous is elegant. You see how things change. The other thing is that these are healing angels, right? So you call upon them, they will come. They do not come uninvited. They're really boundary sensitive that way because they're angels. They don't come unless invited, just like vampires, except they give way more than they take. Let's see what hits the table. Please take a nice deep breath. That was interesting. Oh, here we go. Still point. as I call upon the angels and archangels of fire, the sign of Sagittarius, powers of the south, the legions of Archangel Michael. Please talk about truth and clarity. That sword of truth of yours. Nice sword. Please, one card in clarity. For the element of air, for the Sagittarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, signs, and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading. What is the oracle message for them to think about, research, whatever, explore as the Sages can do, linguistically perhaps, as well as who are the healing angels waiting in the wings with their wings fully unfolding, ready to zoom in and help at their call, to help them manifest their heart's desire of this new beginning with an inspiration being brought into form. This, you're going to love this. This is in the title, I'm sure. This new to full August, September 2022 is spiritual growth. The healing angels of spiritual growth ain't no joke. The spiritual growth, we all think it's just like, sitting in a rainbow. Oh, ding, 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 ding. Not so much. It can be a fucking nightmare, right? Spiritual awakening means a lot of focusing on the shadow, the stuff you haven't dealt with, and, waking up from the dream of the illusion of separation into the reality, the waking of unity, which, is part of what this card is talking about, a direct experience of that, and that your inspiration is guided. It's just not a pipe dream, which is what things get called when people don't see things quite the way, particularly an artist or a creative type might. So to call upon the healing angels of spiritual growth, and certainly to check out the different traditions around the world of what spiritual growth means, because it's a little bit different in the Eastern Hemisphere than the Western Hemisphere, and sort of different in the Northern and the Southern Hemisphere as well. But what would their healing function do? They would help you heal in order to further your spiritual growth, as well as heal your process of spiritual growth, which is not quite the same thing, right? Where there's always a higher truth, and that's good, Sag. There's always a higher truth. So even if, I love A Course in Miracles, I do. It's a good part of my spiritual spine, right? A totally non-dualistic text workbook and all sorts of cool stuff in there over 1972, 73, I think it hit the publisher, it hit the market. But that was then. There's always a higher truth. And as much as I love the Course, I can certainly find that universal thread of unity, I guess, through all of it. So maybe there is a new beginning in your spiritual growth here, one where you're really manifesting the inspiration into physical form, from 8th to root chakra. Maybe not all at once. That can be very much like getting struck by lightning. But sometimes that's fun. Depends on the type of lightning or what rod it hits. Oh, that's not a good way to see it. But let's move on. The element of water. We'll be using the Whispers of Love Oracle. There's not a womp womp card in the deck, but it can often turn the party, particularly if things turn romantic. This is where it would be. Most likely this deck. The emotion, the important part of it, the heart part of it. For sure. Because saying a spell without emotion or doing an intention without emotion, I intend to be happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. I mean, you can start there, but, we didn't start the fire. We're just continuing, right? Build that. You gotta add some water to that. Power 3 will set us free. Blow up the demons, the higher selves of all involved. This might be solo. This might involve another person or other people. Let's see what hits the table. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension above, 8th chakra and above, what is the Whisper of Love? For the Sagittarius collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, signs, and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading to represent the element of water, the energy in motion that we experience as emotion, as divine beings and immortal souls on heroes' journeys in human bodies all simultaneously. And it's a good way to check, where's my vibe? How am I feeling right now? So what is the information, inspiration, insight most needed by the Sag collective and cross watchers this new to full, to manifest that new beginning? Actions speak loudly. Express your love through your actions. And that's kind of what I was feeling with that gold with quartz. Yeah, it's all, you know, Carolyn Mace, bless her, MYSS, she's a PhD, she's one of my favorite spiritual teachers. Never met her, don't need to. Blessed be, I would love to. But, you know, hi, thank you, I'm gone. I get weird in front of, and it's not great to meet your teachers, by the way, just saying. But that's what she's saying. It's like so much comes in. All of this is cheap up here. What's an inspiration? Cheap, right? What's an idea? Cheap. But then you have to chew on it as it moves down the chakras. It takes on time and space. And most people get rid of it, cancel it once it hits the second chakra, when it hits money, right? When it is, wait a minute, what do I got to exchange for this in the physical world? But if this is really about your spiritual growth and a new beginning, I think taking that action, putting those inspirations into action, understanding that it's about healing you on your spiritual growth thing, there might be a little less fear and a whole lot more love. I like that. Actions speak loudly. Express your love through your action, which is, again, a creative process, right? You know, I'm a mystical artist, so I love my Patreon so much. There's still guidelines. It ain't OnlyFans, you know. I'm not doing that kind of work. I could, but I'm not. But I also love cooking, right? And gardening. These are all art forms for me. Not all of it is released to the public. I am, after all, a Virgo, and yes, my legs are crossed under the table. So, the card of Spirit. We're using the Matcon Healing Mantra deck, a little mantra to help you out, right? To help wax this from new to full, for a new beginning, right? Get a piece of gold, get a piece of quartz, get a piece of gold, put it with a quartz, get a rock from outside, get a piece of jewelry, an earring, knock yourself out, a touchstone, a little something, right? Get that, cast a spell, call to the healing angels of spiritual growth with the intention that my actions will speak loudly. I'm a Sagittarius. I mean, you're the Sagittariuses, right? 9th house, expansion. Jupiter is an air planet, by the way, even though you're a fire sign. Mutable fire. You might have a lot to say and a lot of actions. And speaking is an action as well. But expressing your love through your actions. This would be the mantra to help you do this, to charge it, to remember it, to keep building it. Just like watering the plants, right? You plant a seed, you got to fertilize and nurture and weed and stuff like that. Let's see what hits the table. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. I hear you. As I call upon the Ascended Masters of spiritual growth, because that's really what this is about. And there are risks in spiritual growth in terms of how we take action with it, right? You know, some of us have seen some real tinfoil hat woo-woo land in the spiritual industry, the magical community, the pagan blah, 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 all of that, right? It's like I lived through pyramid hats in the 80s and Reiki water in the 90s and everybody feng shuiing everything for thousands and thousands of dollars. So please, one card in clarity, knock it out of the park for the Sagittarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Signs, and Cross Watchers watching this video and receiving this reading so they can manifest this new beginning by really grounding those inspirations with the healing angels of spiritual growth, helping them grow as they go and helping this grow as it goes so their actions speak loudly. What's the perfect healing mantra to help them manifest this new to full August, September 2022? Illuminating the truth. I am willing to see things clearly, no matter the outcome. Hence, the clear quartz. So we are looking at a third eye thing, right? It's a great mantra. I'm going to read it from the bookie book. I use this a lot. I call this my clairvoyant mantra because clairvoyant, it means clear seeing in French. One who sees clearly, clairvoyance, right, is the thing itself. A clairvoyant is one who sees clearly. So I am willing to see things clearly no matter the outcome. It's a great way to release the outcome. Like, I don't know what action I'm going to take. If I knew what action I was going to take, I might have taken it already, but I don't know. That allows you a lot of wiggle room with the grace of humility, which is in my book, Words of Grace. Let me read you this one. Really, I use this all the time. Illuminating the truth. And John is inspiring others. Illuminating the truth. I'm willing to see things clearly, no matter the outcome. Damn it. Janet, when the truth is illuminated, you are no longer willing to settle for opinions, but instead yearn for a direct reflection that can shift fear and apprehension into higher vibrations of acceptance. Now let's stick a pin on that. Can you imagine everybody on planet Earth doing that? Would things change, right? Things would change fast. It's like, no opinions. Thank you very much. I want truth. I'm willing to see the truth. Even if I found out that everything I believed was wrong, I'd rather have the truth. That's power. In the illumination of truth, it doesn't matter how much life gets inconvenienced or disrupted. Instead, the recognition of fact versus falsehood allows you to move past the shattering of expectations to commune with a reality beyond the horizon of your ingrained ideas. Third eye, third eye, third eye. You know, if we think, well, I thought this was going to be the last house I ever bought. I was going to stay here forever. And shit changed. And I didn't want to move to Saratoga. I didn't. It seemed boring up there. A lot of the eligible men look like undercooked Pillsbury doughboys. Oh, I'm gay. And because in case you couldn't tell, you might want to check the batteries in your gaydar if you couldn't. But all of a sudden, all the signs started pointing there, and we've been looking at Zillow links, and I think I found a place I really, really like. Talk about taking inspiration into form. So when you're willing to see things clearly, no matter what happens, it doesn't matter about the inconveniences. You're still allowed to acknowledge and feel that way. But if you can just remember, particularly trying to start something new, there may be frustrations, there may be hesitations, there may be steps and stops and starts, things that I need that are not necessarily what I want, then this can be very, very helpful to see beyond the ideas of the ingrained reality. Oh, no, that's not possible. That's not possible. You're Sagittarians. You guys practically created quantum physics, although it sort of existed before there was a Sagittarius. This mantra is ideal for recovering from betrayal. Anybody? And it's not just romantic, sexual. A lot of us are feeling betrayed by all sorts of healing abandonment and dealing with distrust. You've been lied to. Who hasn't? And we've all lied. We've lied to ourselves. But it's a level of consciousness thing, right? And people are like, well, if you lie, you're going to be lied to. I'm like, well, I sort of did an around and run. I made a vow to my gods. A promise is between people. An oath is to an organization. A vow is to the divine. I made a vow to my gods and my archangels, symbolized by these cords that bind me to that vow. That no, I will be honest. But truth without compassion is brutality, according to His Holiness, the Dalai Lama. Hello, Dolly. So what I'm going to do is to put this together for you in what we call a bless summation over on patreon.com/joiningthecircle. It's a combination of a blessing and a summation. And at the end of that, we can chat for a little bit if you want to, as I release the Sagittarian Collective, usually by letting the goofy out, right? Just whatever comes out of my mouth so that I can get this thing uploaded, downloaded, edited, and out to you. Please take a nice deep breath. Get the hardware. Still point. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine for the Sagittarian Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Suns, and Cross Watchers watching this video and receiving this reading, may they be blessed with all that they need this new to full August, September, that they can illuminate the truth so that they are willing to see things clearly no matter the outcome. And as a result of that, their actions can speak loudly because they will be seeing clearly and not so attached to how things turn out, but willing, like a Sagittarian, to take the risk just for the expansion. And certainly if they call in the healing angels of spiritual growth, they will understand this is, I am expanding. It's supposed to be a challenge, like growing pains. There are spiritual growing pains. Sometimes it's dark night of the soul. Sometimes it's, going into the underworld, shamanic descent, embracing the shadow. There's all sorts of, but at least it ain't boring. And hence them really, really needing a what do I need read to take these abstract ideas and inspiration and ground them into form, particularly particularly eventually taking action, but willing to see things clearly no matter of the outcome. And that makes a whole lot of sense in terms of a new beginning, their heart's desire, because within the seed is the outcome. It's just how well is it intended and how well is the seed tended. Oh, that was good. So may they be blessed with all that they need this new moon in Virgo to full moon in Pisces. That let the magic in this spell clear the space in which they dwell for the well-being of all. And with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So mote it be, and so it is. How's that for a little pranic lightning for ya? Ooh-wee. Did you like it? Then like it. Hit the thumbs up. You want more of me here on YouTube? Subscribe, because I ain't stopping. And you better hit that notification bell, because I'm busy. I'm moving my house, but I'm putting these out as soon as they're ready. And I'm loving it doing it here. And if you want more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, more Mal, come Patreon on Patreon. I'm a lot of fun. I know what I'm talking about. The divine puts the right information in my hands, and I got cool hair. That's about as far as my hubris is gonna go. Cool hair. At 53 years old, soon to be 54, on September 6th. I will be 54. Yeah, I know I don't like it. Thanks. Well, you know, witchcraft, Lancome, little Neutrogena thrown in, and my mother's DNA. Very, very helpful. So if you want to come Patreon on Patreon. I'm the Archangelo Lyons, Angelo Lyons, and we would love to have you there. It's a lovely community. But just remember, just call me now. For a private reading, you can do that with a video on YouTube. There's a link in the description box, of course. Booking a reading with Mal will explain it all for you, darling, just like Clarissa. And if you don't know who Clarissa is, I suggest you Google Clarissa Explains It All for you. Oh, thank you so much. My honor, my pleasure, my passion to serve my Sagittarians. I had a bunch of Sagittarian boyfriends along the way. Y'all can be fun until you're not. But other than that, seriously, make your heart's desire come true. Get your new beginning. And you're helping us all in the process. I love you. Thank you. Good luck with all of this. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.